Hello everyone. On demand of many ISC students, I have come up once again with this another video in which I am going to talk about two another types of compositions which are an integral part of ISC syllabus and come, under guided composition, which is question number 2 of your ISC language paper, and they are statement of purpose and personal profile. So, before going ahead with these two particular topics, I want to tell you something, children. Please understand this composition, this question is the guided composition. Don't forget the word guided, means you will be given some sort of guidance, hints, question prompts, in the form of points. Okay, so whatever type of composition comes, see, in that short video, I explained what are all topics that you can be asked, whatever it is, whether it is an article or a report or a speech, book review, film review, or even the statement of purpose or personal profile, you will be given the points, right? So every composition has a title. So what you have to think about first is the title, and then of course you need to write the composition in the way that I've already explained you, and based on those points, just remember two things. Number one, amplification of points. Those points have to be elaborated upon. And the second thing is that they must be put in orderly manner. They must be in proper order. All right, when you explain them. So now let's come to this another topic of ours, that is statement of purpose and personal profiles personal profile. So why am I taking these two topics together? Because more or less they are of the same types. Of course, there is a difference, but why am I saying it same times? Because in both of these compositions, you need to tell about yourself. All right, you need to tell about yourself. So, but before doing them, let us understand the basic difference between SOP and personal profile. What is the basic difference? The SOP explains why you want to study a particular course in a particular college. The personal profile statement explains why you are the right candidate. Now, please try to understand the difference. SOP is an official document, which is these days it is very much in demand, because when you apply for a college, for a particular course in a college, or even if you are applying for a job, so they want this statement of purpose. Purpose means your purpose of joining that particular course, or your purpose of joining that particular college, or your purpose of applying for that job. All right. So when you have to tell the purpose, in a way, you have to give a reason for doing so. Right. Personal profile, on the other hand, is a kind of personal statement in which you try to convince, the authorities that you are a right candidate for it. So, what is the difference basically? The difference is, see, in statement of purpose, you have to talk more about that course and that college, that institution, means you have to talk about that also. All right, but in the personal profile you have to talk about yourself only. Okay, your academic achievement, qualifications, your extra achievements, if you have participated in any extracurricular activity, or you have got a position or a prize, or you have done something for the community, any social service, all that has to be mentioned in personal profile. SOP is a formal statement usually written for admission in a particular course or while applying for a job, stating the purpose. This I have already discussed. Personal profile helps an institute determine whether he or she has the requisite capabilities. So, requisite capabilities not only define your qualification, your academic achievements, they also define what kind of person you are, whether you are kind or compassionate, whether you have all those human values which are supposed to be there, whether you have been somewhere you have been active in some kind of community service, do you feel any sort of social responsibility or not. So all these aspects are seen in personal profile, right? While SOP is more about your qualification for joining that particular course, or your interest in that course or college. Okay, SOP focuses more on your credentials and qualifications, while personal profile focuses more on acquired skills based on personal experiences. Okay, so I hope you people have been able to understand the difference. Now, I'll be talking about the important aspects of these compositions. First, while writing these compositions, remember these are official documents. So if it is a personal profile, it is not the profile on your Instagram or your Facebook where you can be informal or you can use any kind of language. No, your language and tone has to be formal, right? So, while writing these compositions, you have to be concise or brief, right to the point. Okay. Then have clarity of thought and expression, be accurate, present the points in an orderly manner, be objective and authentic by including facts. Please talk in facts and figures. It's not that unnecessarily you are exaggerating about yourself and talking in general. No, you need to give some anecdote. You need to give some example. You can tell a story. Story means some incident you can describe to prove your point. And then, of course, one important point is use active voice. Passive voice is not used in these two types of composition the way it was used in report writing. All right. Now, how to write these compositions? Please, I have given some points here. First is the title. And for both the compositions, you can always give the title like to whom it may concern. Now, why is such title given? Because when you don't know the recipient, when you don't know the receiver, so this is a common title that is given for these topics, right? Then paragraph your compositions from the points enumerated in the question by grouping related ideas into specific paragraphs. For example, there can be a paragraph on family background, another on academic qualification, followed by extracurricular and social activities. So, for this, I would like to say I have already discussed all this in my first video when I told you how to write a composition. So, your paragraph, whenever you are beginning with a new point, you have to give a new paragraph. So, all points related to one thing, one area should be grouped in one paragraph. So if you are talking about your family background, you have to begin with that. Just begin with that paragraph. Then in the next paragraph, you should talk about the next point. It is like your academic qualification. So they should be there in one paragraph. When you're talking about your extracurricular activities, participation in those activities, please write them in another paragraph. All right. This is how you are supposed to form paragraphs. Maintain the right balance by not being too harsh on the individual's capabilities or highly exaggerating it. Yeah, it is a very important point. Please understand, we have seen children like sometimes while writing such composition, they take it too lightly, they never mention, like, even if you haven't got any position, you can write it there. Na? So, you must not be very harsh. You try to bring out all positive aspects, okay, all good qualities that you have as a person, okay, and write them. Don't hesitate in doing so. And at the same time, sometimes students exaggerate too much. They write so much, sometimes they become so impractical also. And while reading the composition, the examiner or even the person who must be getting your SOP or personal profile, he or she thinks that this person is faking. All that is not possible, right? For example, your testimony means your mark sheet is showing that you have scored only 65 or 70% of marks, and you are writing that you got the prize for it. Okay, so it'll be somehow, it is not going to, the fact is not going to match with your marks, in this way. So please don't exaggerate too much. Yes. Then expand on the qualities by giving facts and figures in support of your points. For example, mentioning the activities like getting a position or prize. So this I've already discussed. Whatever point you are giving, try to justify it, try to, prove it by giving some example, right? Now, for your convenience, I have taken both the compositions separately and I have tried to give the components which are required. Like for a personal profile, personal traits, then academic achievements. Personal traits means what kind of person you are. Please mention your qualities. Okay, then your academic achievements, participation in extracurricular or social activities, hobbies and interests, dreams and aspirations, and plans for future. All this is required in personal profile. And in an SOP, you are supposed to give first, you will introduce yourself, you will talk about your interest and your motivation, because these are the reasons that you are willing to join that particular course or the college or that job. Okay. Then elaborate on your academic interest. And of course, I should have written qualification or achievements also here. Then give convincing reasons for joining a particular course or institute or applying for a job. Demonstrate everything by giving examples. So, children, please try and understand that you will already be given the points, and these are the points which will be given to you, right? The points that I'm mentioning here as the components, these are the points which will be given to you for writing these compositions. And in that way, it is not going to be very difficult for you to do justice with these compositions. You just elaborate on those points and amplify them. Okay, means give more and more details and examples to prove those points, and you will definitely be able to score well, right? Again, I am reminding you, composition is always judged on the basis of two things: content and expression. Content means the point, the subject matter. So please understand, whatever points are given, like for example, this composition is for 15 marks. Okay. And in the exam, in the question paper, the points, the hints that you are given are 10. So content will be there for 10 marks, and the examiner will see that you have elaborated on all 10 given points, and expression again will be there for 5 marks. I have already told you, expression means your linguistic ability, the kind of vocabulary, the kind of language you use, or we can say your errors, your mistakes will be counted, and you'll be given the marks on the basis of that only. So please make sure that you don't forget to revise your composition after writing it. And yes, just elaborate on the points and don't be tensed. I know you all are going to do better. Thank you.